Alright, I'm here with an updated look at my Game Boy Advance collection. I noticed when I was looking back on my channel that the last time I've updated this collection, the only time I've ever put a video up on this collection, was back in the old game room. So it's been quite a while. I figured I'd revisit this collection, give some thoughts. The Game Boy Advance was my first system I guess my first system I got like a hand-me-down was a Sega Genesis, and then this was the first modern relevant system at the time that I received. I got the SP, not the backlit, just the 001 model, and had a lot of fun with it. The problem was, though, that I was pretty young, so I was playing a lot of games like, Finding Nemo, stuff like that. Not always, some of the stuff that is highly remembered for this system. But if you have any recommendations for stuff I might not have, any hidden gems on the system, put them out in the comments below, as well as any suggestions for other video topics you'd like to see me do here on the channel. But I'll get into the collection now. I'll start with my complete in-box stuff. So first off here is Crash Bandicoot: The Huge Adventure. Now, believe it or not, these Crash games are pretty solid on Game Boy Advance. They're like a kind of like a 2D version of the old PS1 games. They're pretty decent. They're not bad by any means. They were done by Vicarious Visions, I believe. Yeah, so that was who did the Insane trilogy, and they are pretty solid. I would say, if you're a Crash fan and never tried them out, I'd say they're definitely worth a go. Gunstar Superheroes. This is a follow-up to the Gunstar Heroes for the Genesis by Treasure. This is a great, run and gun shooter. Great to have it portably. Really, really great. The GBA is so cool because it is like a 16-bit Super Nintendo, or in this case, it's a 16-bit Genesis. And it's just, that was pretty impressive at the time when we didn't, have the Switch we could play The Witcher on or Skyrim on or something. I got here Klonoa Empire of Dreams and Klonoa 2 Dream Champ Tournament. My local game store actually mispriced these quite hugely, so I got these for like $6 each, I think, $8 each, and they're pretty mint. They're in great shape. You can see all my games are in box protectors. I should mention that. I always, try to keep these things as good as condition as possible. But these are pretty fun. Klonoa always feels kind of like a left-out franchise. It's a fun character. The original PS1 game, all the games are pretty solid, actually, now that I think about it. It just seems like we've forgotten about Klonoa, and that is kind of sad. Old Namco character. Bring back Klonoa. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Prophecy. I don't know. I got that for cheap, I think, at like a thrift store or something. Zelda: Link to the Past with 4 swords. Really cool having Link to the Past, portably. Now we have the Switch and we can do that with the Nintendo collection or whatever. But, and 4 swords, introducing 4 swords as well with this. Very, very cool. Of course, Link to the Past, a classic. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Another really fun game. The start of the probably now dead Mario and Luigi series now that Alpha Dream is gone. But this is I like all three, the first 3 Mario and Luigi ones. They're all pretty good, but this one is quite good. Definitely a must-play on GBA. Really great RPG. Mario Kart Super Circuit. This one is probably, for me, especially now, I don't know if this one's really too worth playing. It's fine. It's GBA Mario Kart. There's better options out there. It's alright though. It's probably not worth playing when you have much better Mario Kart games now at your disposal. Even now handheld, you have DS and 7 and 8 Deluxe are all better handheld Mario Kart games at this point than Mario Kart Super Circuit. Metroid. I got this at a garage sale too for just a couple dollars. Complete in box, great condition. Yeah, it's just, classic NES Metroid. I'm not huge on classic NES Metroid. I'm no good at it, I'll be honest. That's probably part of it. But I think the Metroid formula, I prefer Metroid Prime to any Metroid formula, so I might not be one to say much. But, it's an impressive game for its time at the very least. Pokemon Fire Red. This box was $1 at the flea market years ago. You don't get fines like that at the flea market anymore. Pokemon Fire Red, obviously a remake of the original generation, and I still think the original generation is it's obviously most iconic. It's just kind of the one I like the best, even though I would say that the best Pokemon games are probably Black and White. I'd say this is probably the generation I like the best. I don't know. I think I'm just an unironic Gen 1er, but this is a good remake. Not the last time we'd see Gen 1 be remade. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. I'm not huge into the Mystery Dungeon games. Never been able to get into them. I don't really like roguelikes, so that's probably why. But I've just never been able to get into these. But I actually bought this sealed. It was like probably, I don't know why they even had sealed copies. It was at my local game store. I think it was $15 sealed, and it was sealed as in it was old. It was new old stock that they still had from when the game came out. This had to have been 2011, so crazy. Not a huge fan though. This is another garage sale find. I think I paid $8 for this. Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire. A fun little Pokemon pinball game. And there's not much more you can say. I think it's this one. I really like the music in that game. I think that's the game I'm thinking of. Sonic Advance. I always forget that these were published by THQ for some reason. So weird. A lot of Sega stuff on the GBA was published by THQ. But Sonic Advance is pretty solid. I have all three of them, I believe. I only have the first one boxed, but it's a pretty solid game. People like to think that this is maybe a dark age for Sonic, but I don't know. I think the 2D games and then Sonic Advance and Sonic the Rush games were also pretty good. So I don't know. A gem here. I paid $1 for this. This is still sealed. Sudoku Fever. It is sealed. It was $1. I mean, how could I say no? One of the worst video game names of all time. We got here Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Brothers 3. I mean, it is a port of Super Mario Brothers 3 to the GBA with the enhanced graphics. But I'll always love that name, Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Brothers 3. I think I paid like $11 for this on eBay way back in the day, and this thing's in great condition, Sword of Mana. I don't know why I got this for so cheap, but man, that's in great shape, and it was a great deal. I tried around with it back in the day when I got it, but I haven't put too much time in it. But it looks like a pretty solid. Once again, you got all those great, classic 16-bit like games, and this was another flea market find. It's the official movie game for X-Men 3. I just thought it was cool in the box, and this was developed by Way Forward, actually, so it might be pretty decent. I'm not sure. They're a little bit hit or miss with their license titles. Some of them are pretty solid. I know they did like a Thor game on the DS that was apparently pretty good, but who knows if that one's any good or not. I've never actually tried it out that I remember. I'm going to go into now my loose games. These are not going to be in any alphabetical order, just because I have them in a bin here. I don't know if you can see it. I have them just in a bin. I got to find a better way to organize these, but this will have to do for now. Konami, I can't even read it. Konami Collection Series Arcade Advance. There's got to be a better way to do this. This is just a little collection of Konami arcade games. For what it is, it's pretty good, and it's nice to have that portable, even though I'm not really dragging the GBA in my pocket anymore when I'm out in public. I think that'd probably be a little bit weird. Mario Golf Advanced Tour. I wish we'd get more Mario Golf. It feels like it's been a while since we got one. And I like the old formula they did they were kind of like RPGs. That's pretty cool. I know there's stuff like Golf Story on Switch now, but I don't know why we can't get like a Switch Mario Golf game. That's kind of like an RPG. That'd be cool. Crash and Spyro Super Pack. These are two, I don't remember which games are on this, but from my recollection, these Spyro games on the GBA, not very good. But the Crash games were pretty solid, gotta say. Zelda the Minish Cap. This is one of the few Zelda games I've not put too much time into. I've never played all the way through it. One of the few Zelda games that I've not experienced in full. But I don't know. I just have never gotten around to it. I'd like to, but I just never have gotten around to it. That reminds me, I should probably pop that in, give that a playthrough. I wonder if they'll remake it like they remade Link's Awakening. I don't know why I blacked out there for a second. Super Monkey Ball Jr. This is, I'm sorry if these don't really focus too well. Super Monkey Ball Jr. This is a Super Monkey. I just got this one recently. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet. But this is Super Monkey Ball for the Game Boy Advance. I can't imagine it's going to be too great, but could be interesting. I'm going to hold them up because it doesn't really work. This is just an oddity more than anything. Game Boy Video Shark Tale. This was a garage sale find. These are so funny, these Game Boy Video cartridges. Because you get to watch like a 144p if it's lucky, like 15 frames per second version of a movie with terrible tinny audio. Really, really funny stuff. This is the Sonic Genesis port. This was released, I think, the same day as Sonic 06, and this is terrible. This is an awful port of this game. Which I find it funny that there's two games. The game Sonic the Hedgehog came out the exact same day, and they're both bad. The other game, of course, being Sonic 06. Another one that's not too hot, Mega Man and Bass. I don't know, this one's not too great. I'm a big Mega Man fan, but this one didn't do it for me. Maybe it was just, it doesn't feel right playing on the GBA, I don't know. Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness and in Pac-Man World, I don't know too much about that one. Super Mario Advance. This is, I believe this one was Super Mario Brothers 2, the updated version. I always liked Super Mario Brothers 2. It's definitely weird, but good one. Metroid Fusion's another game. I gotta probably get a card upgrade for this one. The label's a little rough. But this is another game that I'd love to give a chance and give a full playthrough, and I just have not gotten around to yet. It's just a thing. Yeah, GBA is not always on my mind. As much as I do enjoy the system, I think it's pretty cool. It's not on my mind as much as it should be, maybe. I'm going to try it again with putting them, because it feels... I don't want to, like... I think it's focusing better now. This is just classic NES Super Mario Bros. I don't know how many times I've bought original NES Super Mario Brothers. I don't know how many times I own it. It's ridiculous. Final Fantasy Tactics. This is another one I've given some time to, and it was pretty solid. I've never finished it. I'd like to do a full... I'd like to play both the Tactics games at some point and go through them. But, pretty cool game from what I can experience. Namco Museum, another little compilation. It's nice to have, even if I'm not always carrying the GBA out into my pocket. Maybe I should do it. Leave a comment below if I should go in public playing GBA, if you think that would be cool. Gradius Galaxies, I think this was another recent addition. I'm not sure if this is like a re-release of Gradius or if it's a new game. I don't know on that, but... Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku. I'm not into Dragon Ball Z, but I know this is... I think this one's supposedly a pretty good like RPG, if I'm not mistaken. Like a 16-bit style RPG, so... See, I don't want to do I think I have the first one in here, but I want to do... I'll set that aside. Pac-Man collection. This is a collection of Pac-Man games. Some of them are... kind of seem like they're grasping at straws for what they should grab there. Another port game, Earthworm Jim. Cool to have. I do like these. I do like these like 16-bit ports on the. Feels cool to just have it on this little system, even though if it's not even that impressive now with what we can run on Switch. Frogger's Adventures. So the weird thing about this game is that almost every GBA bundle I find always has this game with it. I mean, they might even only have one game, and it's always Frogger's Adventure. I don't know why. Don't know why. I don't know if this was a popular game. If you played Frogger's Adventures, if you had Frogger's Adventures, please let me know. Sonic Battle. This is like a Sonic fighting game. Let's make this a tournament game. Let's get tournaments ready for this bad boy. Let's do it. Let's get a MLG on that one. Pokemon Leaf Green, of course. I talked about Fire Red earlier. I don't have the box for Leaf Green, but good, solid remake. Phantasy Star Collection. I got this for a quarter actually, and it's just more 16-bit ports of RPGs. Phantasy Star, I'm always surprised that Sega's never tried to revive that besides Phantasy Star Online. Kind of feels like a missed opportunity. We don't have too many like space-based role-playing games anymore like that. We used to have like Star Ocean stuff and Phantasy Star. Not as much anymore. I mean, you could maybe say like Xenoblade Chronicles X, but I don't know. 007 Nightfire, I don't know. I got this one, I think, pretty recently. Just threw it in the collection. Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories. I'm not too huge on this one. I'm kind of hit or miss on Kingdom Hearts, but not... I don't know. I don't really like card-based gameplay, I think, is my problem. Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. Kirby games, I mean, it's a Kirby game. You're not going to really probably go wrong with a Kirby game. Very rarely. The only one I really don't like is, like, what's the one on Wii U? Canvas Curse? I don't think that one's really great. Rainbow Curse on Wii U. Don't think that one's too great, but you don't really go wrong with Kirby, and this is definitely a fun one. Pokemon Emerald. I'm not the biggest third-gen Pokemon fan. I feel like it's kind of the most, maybe I'm going to get hate for this, but I think it's kind of like the most forgettable gen. I don't know. I'm not a Pokemon expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. My opinion on Pokemon means absolutely nothing. But, I don't know, I prefer the stuff that came before and the stuff that came after, really. Spyro Season of Ice. This game's pretty bad. Does not come recommended. Mario Pinball Land. Once again, I mean, there's not much you can say about a Mario pinball game. It is pinball, and it has Mario. It is an experience. Speaking of an experience, now this is a worthwhile experience. Need for Speed Underground on GBA. This has like some of the music. So obviously Need for Speed Underground 1, everyone knows, had Get Low by Lil Jon as one of the songs. And this has a really crappy compressed, bit crushed version of that song. And it is hilarious. It's on YouTube. I've posted on my Twitter a couple times just because I find it immensely funny. But very strange. Here we go. Sonic Advance 3. I talked about Sonic Advance 1. Like I said, these are all pretty solid 2D Sonic games. And if you run out of Sonic games to play that are good, definitely give that one a go. Riviera, The Promised Land. I got this one at a convention for really cheap. It seemed cool. It was published by Atlas. I don't know if they developed it. I don't think they did. But I'd like to give it a shot. I just never have. I paid like $3 or something for that. Mario vs. Donkey Kong. These games have never really thrilled me. I like the idea, but I don't know. They made so many of them. They started coming out with so many of them. It felt like too much. But, fun idea. Fun concept. Mega Man Battle Network White 3. Battle Network 3 White. I don't remember where I found this one. I haven't given it a shot yet, which I should. I've never played any of the Battle Network games. So I feel like that would be prime, like the next. They just did the Zero and ZX collection. I feel like that's probably the next logical collection for them to do, but we will have to see. Classic NES Zelda. I always like these like slightly different gray colored carts as well. Really cool. Mario Tennis Power Tour. Mario always seems to stick with tennis and not golf. I prefer golf better, but still fun. Still good to have. This is another game. Alongside Frogger, for some reason, Tetris Worlds is also everywhere when it comes to people's GBA collections. I don't know what it is. I've come across almost as many copies as that I have of Frogger. So now this is a pretty funny game to own. Dynasty Warriors Advance. This is a Dynasty Warriors game on Game Boy Advance. It's not very good, but I appreciate the offer to try to the effort to try to translate it to GBA. Didn't quite work out, but it's better than nothing. It's at least an interesting little side note in the series history. Crash Bandicoot 2 Entranced. I always thought it was funny that they kind of started over. They're like, yeah, there's Crash Bandicoot, there's Crash Bandicoot 2. These are just the GBA ones. It's looking really washed out on the camera. But like I said, these are all pretty enjoyable. I'd say give them a go. There's some pretty rough Crash Bandicoot games after the PS1 games, but I'd say those are probably the best stuff until the Insane Trilogy and that period where Crash was going downhill. Those are probably the best titles. Donkey Kong Country 2. This is a pretty impressive port of the game. It looks really nice. It's pretty good. Of course, Donkey Kong Country 2, a classic. Don't have any of the other ports for the Donkey Kong Country games. F-Zero GP Legend. If I'm not mistaken, this was the final F-Zero game. We've not seen anything of the series since. I don't have too much to say about this one. It's all right. It's a little bit more like the Super Nintendo game, but and I prefer like GX and F-Zero X on N64 and stuff. But if I'm not mistaken, this was the last one, and I Can't believe they have not done anything since. Even, a smaller game just to test the waters. It could be really cool. Game & Watch Gallery 4. This is a collection of Game & Watch games, and it's the fourth one of those. There's not much to say. I always like, looking back on Nintendo history and looking at those old Game & Watch games. They're interesting, and there's definitely a lot to learn about. A lot, design of games with such limitations, like those with those LED screens and all that. Really cool, but it's not quite as impressive when you're playing it on a Game Boy that can play Donkey Kong Country 2 and all this other stuff. Golden Sun. This is another series I can't believe they've not done anything with. I've never tried to make this some kind of bigger RPG series than it was. I don't know if these games just didn't do well. They were developed by Camelot, who did also the Mario sports games. I would assume they probably just want Camelot making Mario sports games because those make more money than Golden Sun probably would, but it's a shame because they could be really cool. It could be really... I'd love to see what they do with the series modern day on an HD console. Even if they do something more along the lines of like a classic RPG like Bravely Default or like I Am Setsuna and that stuff. Could be really cool. Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2. Like I said, the ports are cool. Most of them are pretty good. This one's good. Always fun to play. And then finally here, don't think I'm missing anything. Advance Wars 2. I don't know why I don't have the... I thought I did. Maybe I have it somewhere else. Oh, I think this is all my Game Boy Advance games. I'd be an idiot if they're not. But Advance Wars 2. Once again, another series. I guess, Intelligent Systems. They do Fire Emblem and Paper Mario. I would assume that those sell better than Advance Wars ever did. So they probably would want to stick with that. But it would be cool if they could do something with that again. Advance Wars is a cool series. And it would be cool if they kind of gave it the Fire Emblem treatment. Maybe not as much with like the waifu stuff. But... modernization, a revitalization. I'd love to see like the Fire Emblem Awakening of Advance Wars. Could be really cool. I don't think we're going to see that though. But that's it for my Game Boy Advance collection. It's been a while since I updated it, but it has been updated. Leave a comment down below with your favorite Game Boy Advance games. If any of these I have that I have mentioned I didn't play, let me know if they're like some kind of hidden gem or something. Like I said as well, I'm looking for kind of topic ideas for videos. If you've left a topic idea and I haven't said anything about it, or I haven't done that topic idea, it's not that it's a bad topic idea. It's either that I don't think I could talk about that for a full video, or I just don't think that it's going to be interesting, or that I just don't think I can do it justice. So it's not your idea's fault most of the time. Other than that, I'd like to say thank you for watching. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Follow me on Twitter @ObjoGaming, and I will see you next time.